Welcome to WrestlePast podcast, where we wrestle with the past week events in WWE wrestling. We're your hosts, Ash and Dan.
G'day.
Shirts we've got on this week, I have got on a Seth Rollins older one with the rainbow flame. I believe I got this about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less than that.
So you're not only that, but you're also an old one too.
Oh yeah, I am old, and the shirt is old. Everything is old in this podcast, really.
Yes,
What have we got on?
I am wearing Joe Hendry's TNA t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, also nowhere near as old, but a little bit older one, as Joe Hendry is now full of WWE with his contract now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and he's had a big week, which we will get into. Alright, so in this week's episode of the pod, we're going to go over the Royal Rumble, as per usual, the matches of Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. And we're going to go over the good, bad, neutral as well, only a little bit of neutral, theories, dream, and finishes. And I'm also going to open us up to a discussion at the end of the Royal Rumble matches, when we get to that part, just to discuss the event as a whole, how we felt about it, how we felt about the entrant choices, how we felt about the winner, the stars of the show, and thoughts on a debut of someone that you had thought was definitely coming. So, yeah. Let's get straight into the Royal Rumble. The first match was the Women's Royal Rumble, and this match for me was the better of the two Rumbles. Our predictions were both 3 out of 4. I had unfortunately for months been saying, I believe on quite a few episodes of the pod, that they were going to play it safe and they were going to do Roman Reigns as the male's winner, and then I didn't pick him. So yeah.
Well, I at least got the family right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, so we are both now 9 out of 10 for overall predictions. I did think the Royal Rumble was going to be the hiccup because it's not a 1 in 2 or 1 in 4 chance. Elimination Chamber might be a little bit hard too, but I think it's not going to be that hard this year.
Yeah.
So the Women's Royal Rumble match, this was a 5 out of 5 for me. The sell of the Soul Snatcher from JC was awesome.
So good.
Like she
looked
gone.
She looked dead. It looked like Soul was picking up an actual body.
Yeah, and I think of this Rumble, the MVP was Lash Legend.
Oh.
Who they let her eliminate?
Yeah, they pointed out that she is going to be a star in the future.
Oh yeah,
I would not be surprised within the next 5 years if she either wins a world title or wins the Rumble itself.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw, we'll get to it in SmackDown, who the qualifier match was on SmackDown, because I was like, oh my goodness, all 3 of these could be in the Elimination Chamber itself, but there might be a second chance one like they usually do. We'll get into that when we get to it. Gunther versus AJ's career, 5 out of 5, match of the night for me. It was phenomenal, emotional, and it was just perfect. Thank you, AJ, as well. We've had another retiree. He's not retired exactly, we believe, with him putting the gloves back on. There was this theory that he would go back to TNA. There's angles that he might go to AEW. I don't think he's going to go back to Japan, because he'd said his goodbyes to Japan when they went there for the live shows, I think last year. It might have been the year before. And he's definitely not done, but he has gone on Stephanie McMahon's podcast and said, never say never, basically. I might be done now, but my son might get into wrestling, and I'm not going to miss the chance to tag with him at least once. Or it's basically a WWE retirement for sure, though.
Yeah, well, that's no matter what. That's the thing when it comes to wrestlers, like even Ric Flair, for example. Unless they got an actual injury where it's just like, if you do the sort of physical activity you do in your day job, you will perish.
Yep.
Unless it's that sort of situation, they're going to keep themselves as fit as they can for a potential return.
Yeah.
No matter what, they're always going to do that.
Retirement is never retirement. I think Cena's is probably the closest to one that I genuinely believe.
But
he won't go back in the ring.
I won't even say, but that won't even be a case of his body letting him down. That's just him making himself as busy as possible, because he can just, especially in the industry he's in, with so many people wanting him for specific productions and stuff like that, you can only imagine how busy not only him but his agents are as well.
A massive worldwide star he is.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd never see him again anyway. I know he's an ambassador, but I can see him just appearing at an event and doing an AA. Not in a match or anything like that.
Yeah, it'll get the Stone Cold treatment.
Yeah.
Sort of situation.
Likely, yeah. So that was the match of the night for me. Drew versus Sammy. So Gunther did win, retiring AJ. Liv Morgan was the Women's Royal Rumble winner.
Good choice.
Yeah, we all picked Liv to win it.
Pretty much everyone on the internet did.
Yeah. Drew versus Sammy. Drew did win, retain the title. This was a fight, home field, and Charles Robinson standing his ground was a highlight for me. Him just going to Drew McIntyre, hey, look, I'm just doing my job. I'm counting. That's it. And he gets out of his way into the haluva kick. Yeah.
Yeah, little Nate's getting in the way like he should be.
Yeah. And then we had the weakest match of the night, which was the men's rumble for me. Roman won this 3 out of 5. Javon or Oba were the MVPs for me in this match. Just too many people were announced, and Brock's elimination was... I mean, everyone's complained about it over the last week. It is the worst booking decision, almost to the point that it looks like it was an error. Maybe Oba wasn't meant to go out, and he was meant to stay in. I don't think so. That was a very clear elimination of him.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely a very clear elimination of Oba. Brock Lesnar, as far as I'm concerned, like, I'm just baffled by that one.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake. I think the eliminations in the Rumble are so important, especially Brock. It should mean something.
Yeah.
It was during Jay's entrance, which also was a big problem, going for like 2 minutes. And then he ran it back. I thought that was a perfect angle to eliminate him. When he got up on the second rope, I was like, oh, you're going to run it back. Just eliminate him right then and there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. He was just genuinely running it back, making a mockery of the Rumble. I didn't mind it in War Games. I know a lot of people did. But in War Games, I was like, oh, cool, because then Brock Lesnar came out. Yeah. And you're like, it's serious. Brock's going to come out and destroy you. This, Brock's already in the ring, and he just gets eliminated, and then we're just going to run it back. And the only comeuppance was Roman giving him an uppercut.
So this is where, once again, like, I'm going to single out a wrestler right here, because we all predicted his return here at the Rumble. And he came back to one of the loudest pops of the entire night. He was one of the 2 men that eliminated Brock Lesnar. And the Brock Lesnar, of all people, and he gets eliminated through another wrestler's entrance.
Yeah.
Not only is it pathetic that they eliminated him during someone else's entrance, where the attention from the live crowd, as well as potentially the audience watching at home, not on them, but of the entrant, it also takes away from the returning person that everybody loves, being LA Knight, who helped eliminate one of the biggest stars the company has ever had.
Yep. I don't think Cody and him needed to do it together. They should have just given it to LA Knight for props.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a normal elimination. 2 guys just got rid of a jobber, basically.
To me, this... especially after watching Unreal, like, to me, this felt like, you know, throwing... Like, yeah, you can eliminate this guy, but we're not going to do it the way you want. Get stuffed. This felt like them saying, haha, you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah, I feel like there is a story brewing of... I know some people have suggested this, that it could be LA Knight versus The Office. Instead of the authority or Vince McMahon on TV, it's like, I'm not getting chances, and they turn it into a storyline. Like, people don't like me backstage. Well, I don't care for that. That's kind of what Drew's been doing this time. Instead of The Office, he's sort of done that more recently. Conspiracy, the refs are against me, corporate Cody and that. If we're going to do that with LA Knight, I hate it.
Yeah.
He just should be given a shot.
Absolutely. Like, if for me, being an LA Knight fan, I just want to see him on TV as much as possible and get the push that he deserves. Yeah. So whether it's the way I would book it or not, well, obviously it's not my decision to make. However, if it puts him in the main event scene, I'm always going to be happy with it. I will question the decision-making process, but I will still be happy that LA Knight will be getting that success.
He was the biggest surprise. Like, he wasn't a surprise. A lot of us knew he was going to be there, but there was 22 people announced, which I will harp on till probably next year's Rumble, and then I'll whinge about it at next year's Rumble leading up to it. Too many people announced for it. There was 8 entrants not. 2 of them were from AAA. The issue with the 2 guys from AAA is clearly Saudi doesn't watch AAA. Yeah. Because they had no idea or no care for Mr. Iguana or La Parka. I like the 2 guys they picked from AAA. It was the wrong crowd. Yeah. Then you had Rey Fenix, who could have just been announced with his brother and all the others. 2 spots to El Grande, which I think should have come out at the same entrant. I still stand by that. It's such a big mistake to waste 2 entrances when you could have just used 1. Yeah. Then we had LA Knight, who was the biggest of them, and Royce Keys. Who, again, I think is a pretty big signing, but he's not like what people were thinking of Y2J. There was a lot of people who were thinking Powerhouse off, but you have to be a wrestling fan, not a standard, I watch just the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania fan.
Going with that as well, like Royce Keys, very happy he made his debut at the Royal Rumble of all places as well. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen him this week. At all.
I am afraid he's in NXT.
He's
on their packages that they've been doing the vignettes of the NXT stars and how great they were. He's in that package. I'm like, is he going to NXT?
I don't like that.
No.
If you're going to debut someone at the Royal Rumble, they should be on the main roster, period.
Yeah, I don't think this guy should be going to NXT.
Like, I would have been happy
unless it's a short stint, but even then I'm not happy with it, to be honest.
In that case, if you're going to send him to NXT, the smart thing would have, in my opinion, to have done would have been, like, if they actually did have Y2J as a sign, as well as Royce Keys at the same time, debut him technically at the Royal Rumble, but being someone there to help out Y2J who's entering the Rumble.
Yeah, or if have Y2J be his manager to some capacity.
Exactly. Hey, like, if he's going to NXT, he doesn't need to enter the Royal Rumble. He needs to be built, not from name recognition from where he previously was, because obviously they mentioned that when he came in, and then oversold his new name change. But they just need to, like, try to build him as naturally as possible, which unfortunately they've already tried to use the name that was already attached to him. Yeah,
the worry I had too was because he eliminated Priest, he was going to get stuck in the Priest 6-month death feud and he would be there forever, but I don't know if that's even going to happen. But yeah. So we'll open up to the discussion on this. MVPs of the night, these are not my points, but just the Royal Rumble because there's so many stars in it. I had down Lash, Kiana, Oba, Sol, Liv and Javon overall. I didn't even have Roman who won it.
Yeah.
I don't think he was an MVP of the Men's Rumble. Outside of what he did towards the very end. I mean, he did come in very late in the Rumble as well, but...
Well, I'll give a little bit of credit to Gunther as well, not because of the Royal Rumble match itself, but also the AJ Styles match. He pulled double duty, and he still looked like an incredible... It was just incredible all night.
Yeah. The issue I had with the double duty was he was 30th, though.
Yeah.
He should have come out a lot earlier.
I reckon
not at the start of the match, maybe 20.
I think he probably should have come out at 4th and have that bit of interaction with a main eventer and who is going to be a main eventer relatively quickly in Obafemi and have that situation.
Yeah, because he almost stood to no one who we thought he was going to stand to. The other issue I had was the whole angle of him doing double duty, in my opinion, was to make him weak enough that he could lose the Rumble. The problem was you put him out at 30, so most of those guys are tired. He did only get eliminated by Roman Reigns, who is a massive star, so that's a bit fair. But I still think it made him weaker at the end, because he lost to him one-on-one with no one getting involved or anything.
Exactly.
100% AJ Styles should have come out and eliminated him, especially with him putting the gloves back on. And the problem is you got Drew to eliminate Cody. It's not like you weren't going to do it. You just picked the wrong guy. Why did Cody have to be saved? Cody didn't need to be saved. You could have had Jacob Fatu eliminate him. Yeah. You could have had Jay and Roman or anyone, Brock Lesnar, Oba. Like, someone could have got this big name. Instead, you took Cody away and Brock was a waste. That's two of the biggest ones. The other big one, probably Roman. But no one eliminated Roman because he won the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't make a star-defining match for it, whereas the women's one, it had everything. It had so much story.
Yeah.
So, I'll open up the discussion to the event as a whole. How did you see this Rumble as a whole?
As a whole, for the event itself, I was quite happy with it. Like, a lot of the things that happened in it, obviously I expected. Predictions being the obvious way to tell that. The men's Rumble was truly the letdown, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate because, obviously, by this point now, we know all the producers, the ones who are in charge of building the Rumble matches themselves, and who we got for the men's Rumble. Those three are normally very good at their job. And producing Rumble matches as well. Yeah. So I have no idea what happened this time around.
It looks like we are heading the same way we did last year, and probably even most 2024. The women are going to have to carry the brand.
Yeah, bloody oath.
They've carried the first major event.
Yeah, well, I'm not disappointed by it. Even through the rest of the week itself, the women seemingly carried. They were most of the main storylines through every single show.
Well, there was concerns with a lot of other podcasts and content creators that they hadn't really prepared for how hard this Rumble was going to be in Saudi, with the women being in the full kit, covering everything from neck down, thinking it's going to be hot, it might cause a bit of problems, maybe botches or anything like that could happen, just based off being restricted a bit more.
Yeah.
Some of the wrestlers do wear a fair bit, but some of them, like the men, if you had to get the men switch from like LA Knight, if you told him to go from his budgie smugglers to a full kit, he's gonna have to prepare for that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
That's a very different feel. So the fact that they also had the technical disadvantage of their attires being altered, and outperformed, just storyline wise, and I would say in ring as well.
Also, I feel like, I'll point it out, most of the women, if I'm not mistaken, all of them pretty much had to make and or buy all of their own gear for the entire bodysuits, which I'm a little bit annoyed by. Like, if they're going to an area where they're not allowed to do that, which is part of their main job, and
they should be supplied.
They should be supplied. Right, at that point, it's just like, if I wanted them, I would have put my hand up and be like, if you want me to wear a uniform, you guys got to pay for it.
Yeah, if it's expected. I do believe it is partly in their pay, because nearly all of them have their own ring gear. They're all customized their own ring gear, but this is a specific one where it's, I don't get to wear what I want, it's, I need to wear this.
Yeah, they have to adhere to the local customs.
A lot of them were doing online little videos of them as Power Rangers.
Yeah, I saw that. That was very nice.
Yeah. Breaks a bit of kayfabe, but that's okay.
Well, come on, kayfabe's been dead for 30 years.
Next discussion, I'll go to the entrance. So, as I mentioned in the last pod, we do try and predict 1 through 30. We give ourselves points based on if they are in the Rumble, right spot, winner. All three of us, as in us, both hosts and my wife, got the exact same score on the men. We got 29.
Mm-hmm.
So, considering we couldn't get less than 22, it's crazy. We did get quite a few wrong each, and we all got one person in the right spot. I got Brock in the right spot.
Rey Fenix.
You got Rey Fenix. I can't remember. I think El Grande. Oh, I've got one of the El Grandes right. When he came out first, she's like, "Oh, I missed by one." And then he came back again and went, "Oh, that still counts."
And you weren't going to give that to her. But I was just like, "Come on, it's literally El Grande."
I did give it, yeah. No, I wasn't going to give it twice though. I was like, you get it for the wrong position and you get it for right position. You just get it for the right position. So overall though, the people who were in it, again, I think the biggest issue is how many they announced.
Yes.
The women's one, the big issue I had with it was no Kendall Grey. I think that was a massive opportunity to promote Evolve. I have been on a few social medias just commenting through the WrestlePast podcast on different people's posts of this, and they're all in agreement with me, like, oh my goodness, why would you not? Such an easy opportunity. She's probably one of the best picks to have put in the Women's Rumble. Outside of that, we obviously didn't have any crazy returns outside of probably Brie Bella. I mean, not really a massive crazy one to me, but both Bellas are back in. The women's tag team expands a bit more. The men's one, I
can tell you, I'm going to be right by time of Mania.
They're
going to get the scramble.
I'm very shocked that Omos was not in the Rumble, since he has done more publicity for them in Saudi than anyone. Maybe he was on a dark match. I don't know. I don't believe he was, but if he was, that wouldn't surprise me, because he's done so much for them over in Saudi right now.
Yeah.
He should have been in the match.
Yeah, that's just a straight up disservice to Omos.
Yeah, also to someone like Oba, who could have potentially eliminated him or just stood to him, and you're like, oh my, yes, give me this.
No bread, no water, just meat.
Yeah. Other than that, no Leon Slater to me also a bit disappointing. Don't know why he was not in this. We were quite sure Kit Wilson, not Kit Hendry. Kit Wilson probably was going to be. Joe Hendry also a little bit disappointing.
Joe Hendry a little bit disappointing. Still kind of expected it. Yeah. Kit Wilson, once again, I knew he wasn't going to be in the Rumble simply because of local customs. Yeah. I'll agree with a lot of people that even the local crowd probably would have loved to have seen him there simply because of that music.
I had a feeling he was going to turn it into story though,
and
the whole Rumble was toxic.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Alright, so next, the winners, Liv Morgan. Not much to talk about there. All three of us predicted Liv. everyone online. Liv, I think, was like 9 out of 10 people were saying that. A little bit saying Alexa Bliss. And
the greatest Rumble winner of all time.
And then on the flip side, obviously Roman Reigns winning. Not much to go on there either. From me, you can if you'd like, but I would just say, I've been saying for months they were going to play it safe and they were just going to pick Roman.
Just far too safe a decision for me. I mean,
yeah. I don't think last year's experiment means you can't make another one.
I don't think
it failed.
Well, I don't think they should have given it to Cody Rhodes either, but in a sense, Cody probably would have even been a better choice. Because at least you can go along the lines then of, once again, of like, he's a record holder now, or that sort of thing. Where you can at least play along with the, who's he going to pick? We know he's going to pick Drew, but who's he going to pick? Yeah. As well as the threat of an angry Samoan trying to come after him.
The promo, obviously, Roman and Punk did has sold me completely on the match. We knew it was going to happen anyway. Yeah. But I did think that there was room to actually pivot and have Roman versus Drew and have this whole, you screwed me 4 years ago, bring back an old story, rather than do what basically we did last year, which was one of the best matches of Mania, the triple threat that we had with Seth as well. So we're basically running it back and getting the singles match that a lot of people did want and do want. I think the better angle was to do Drew and have Drew go over. I thought that would have been the better choice. The promo obviously has completely sold me on it, but
at this point, I'm convinced at the 2 men's world title matches, I'm already convinced as to what they are going to be. We obviously know Rhodes and we obviously know Roman and Punk. We absolutely know that. That was a bloody good promo, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, and at this point, come on, Elimination Chamber is going to be too easy a decision to make.
Yeah, I have a feeling that triple threat that we believe is happening, the Elimination Chamber is definitely going to be where we get that answer. Because Cody or Fatu is going to get screwed by Drew.
Well,
get put in the match.
Well, a little bit of a spoil for next week, but Cody Rhodes and Fatu are in a triple threat qualifying match, the same one. And obviously, one of them will win the match.
Yep.
Actually, we're not going to make predictions. One of them's going to win, and the other one is going to win the next one to come in. Yeah, we know that's going to be the case. Mm-hmm. My mind for thinking is, at this point, I can see a situation with Fatu essentially doing what I would say copyright infringement. He's this year's version of the Man, Becky Lynch. In my mind, I could see him almost getting screwed out of every opportunity to go to WrestleMania for the title, not only for the title but to get his revenge as well, and a politicking Cody Rhodes screwing him, a Drew McIntyre screwing him, hell, even Nick Aldis getting in his way unintentionally, hindering him while still trying to save him.
Yeah,
I feel like this is the opportunity to make Fatu pretty much the brand new face for SmackDown and potentially the entire company.
We'll get into it in theories because I have an idea. With these qualifiers, there's generally, because there's 6 spots, there'd be like 4 qualifiers and all the ones who don't make it go into second chance matches against each other.
Yeah.
When we get into theories, I'll explain why in that triple threat that's next week, I want Sami Zayn to win. So when we get to the theory, you're going to see why that would be really good. And so lastly, stars of the show, I'd already mentioned them. Did you have anyone else that stood out other than, obviously it was Lash, Kiana, and Liv and Sol in the girls for me. Yeah, I don't know if there was anyone else. I did like Natty's angle. I've heard a lot of people complain she eliminated Becky. I love that she eliminated Becky. Yeah, as long as they run with it. If they don't, it's the worst decision. But
considering the fact that she pointed out immediately, even before the Rumble, that she wants that IC title.
Yeah.
Well, people have already forgotten that. I'm just like, bro, she said she's coming after Becky after she deals with Maxine. She's made it perfectly clear. But
for the men's, I've got Oba and Javon, the Iron Man, and Oba unfortunately didn't get quite the Brock Lesnar treatment that I thought he was going to get. He eliminated the first 5 and then stopped completely.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw out LA Knight as well because his return, obviously, everybody loved it. And in ring as well, like, he was doing very well in that match. Like, he was keeping up with everybody. It almost felt like he was kind of sort of directing it when he got in there.
Yeah, another thing that I wish they changed was instead of Logan being in top 4, it should have been LA Knight.
Yes.
I mean, it should have been Ober overall, but that ship sailed long before when they messed that decision up. But I would have been happy with LA Knight being in that position, and then Gunther eliminated.
Well, at this point, I can kind of... It feels like there's kind of writing on the wall at this point, because every Rumble Logan's been in, he's been in the Final 4.
Gunther's pretty much always there too, though.
Yeah, but most of the time, quite a lot of the time... Well, actually, I don't even know how much, because this most recent one, he was literally just walking out to be in the Final 4, essentially.
Yeah. He did come out at number 20, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, most of the time it's almost like he's prepped and ready to be in the Final 4. Like, I think the earliest he came, it was in single digits at one of his first Rumbles.
I think all 3 of them, he's been near the end, because he was 30th for one of them, and he was, like, 28th or something in the one where I think his first one where he went into Ricochet. He's only been in 3 from memory.
Are you talking about Logan or Gunther now?
Oh, Logan, sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about Gunther.
Gunther's been there, like, pretty much first position.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has the record.
Yeah, because I was just like, surely, I'm fairly sure I remember Gunther coming out 3rd or 4th.
No, he came out at 30th and has the record for 1 hour and 11.
It took him an hour to lose to Roman?
Yeah, so, yeah, the stars of the show, obviously the women overall, mostly. Yeah. But any other thoughts on Royce Keys' debut?
Probably should have eliminated more people, I reckon.
Yeah.
It would have cemented, like, he's an absolute threat. One elimination of a former world champion that is nowhere near the title picture and is not going to be there anytime soon. Unfortunately, to me, like a lot of people, I feel like, including yourself, feels like that was almost like signaling where he's going to go, and it's not going to be main roster.
I think the vision were completely fumbled at this event.
Yes.
I understand the Braun Breaker thing. It changed my whole angle on what the Rumble was. Instead of it being about Braun and the vision, it became about Ober.
Yeah.
But when they came out, they didn't have a plan. I know the plan was to put Braun over, but Paul Heyman is not an idiot. He should have readjusted. I need someone to get to the main event. He just went to Brock, and then that didn't work at all, and he didn't look freaked out at all. We didn't get any Paul Heyman genius. So what I think should have happened was the vision should have been in there dominating, eliminations a few bits, leaving Ober, Cody, a few people like that still in. Royce Keys comes out, gets in and eliminates one of them.
Yeah.
And eliminates Damian Priest like he did. But eliminate Austin Theory, Logan Paul or Bronson Reed and let LA Knight eliminate the other 2 so he still gets that. Way better. Then he's got something to say, hey, you had the spot that broke up the faction that probably could have gone all the way.
Yeah,
You're the reason that the faction failed. You started it, LA Knight finished the job, so they both go over for that.
Yeah, well, now I'm thinking about it, I reckon a good comedy spot for the Vision in the Royal Rumble match probably could have been simply they beat up everybody, everyone else is down on the ground, they back up into the middle of the ring, back into each other's backs, turn around, they all look at each other, and you almost start to hear them have the conversation of like, right, which of us is going to win? We need to take a vote. You can't vote for yourselves. That sort of thing, and it's just like 3, 2, that. Alright, we're each pointing at one person. Alright, do it again.
My issue with Division 2 is, I know Seth Rollins' injury hurts a fair bit, but we feel like we're already on the downfall of the Division, when we never really got the build of them. The Vision looks like it should be everything.
Yes.
Especially with Seth Rollins at the helm. Obviously he's not there, but...
Once again, this is why I'm so pissed off that they had Punk vs. Breaker at the start of the year. It was just the wrong decision.
I don't think he should have even given up the title. He should have never given it back to anyone.
No, he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
He looked like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, that is what he was at that point. And what he should have been is basically what CM Punk was when he beat John Cena for the WWE title and absconded with it.
Even Kevin Owens with the Winged Eagle belt. Just, I'm not giving this back. Someone has to take this from me.
Yeah, exactly.
I took out Seth. It's mine. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, it's too late, unfortunately, for all that. But yeah, so that was the Rumble overall. The men's Rumble, especially being the final, that's just an error. I think the women's was definitely the best. And
yes.
Considering 2 men's matches, and they were both good, one being fantastic, AJ's final match, the fact that the women have still carried the show when you had those 2 matches says something about the men's Rumble. Yeah, we'll go into Raw. First match of the week of the normal televised programs, Javon versus El Grande, 3.5 out of 5. And it was an injured Evans, a slugfest, and it was great. It did have original El Grande also get a bit of a distraction in to help Javon. But yeah, Javon was covered in Kinesio tapes. Like, it was everywhere. But yeah, this was just overall solid match. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Penta versus Bronson Reed, 3 out of 5. Dominant, chaotic, and a count out caused by LA Knight. This match did feel just not as good as it should have been. It felt very... It just didn't feel like 2 guys who were vying to be main event. It just felt like we were waiting for LA Knight to come and cause a problem. They just constantly looked like they were looking around and things were just stagnant.
Yeah.
So,
to me, I would say it felt like 2 blokes who were sitting in catering and they were just told, "Oh, you 2 go out there."
Yeah, just go out there and you've got to fill time for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is probably the lowest rating I think I've ever given Penta or Bronson Reed. A 3 out of 5, because they're usually so good in the ring, and it just... I don't know, maybe something happened, but they just constantly looked like they were looking for direction.
Yeah.
Like, and then they just went, okay, improvise, and they were doing that well, but then you got another lull of just like 5-10 seconds of them chilling out, and you're like, guys, you've got to do something.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at least we know in future when they are pretty much forced to have a good match between the 2 of them, they've got the chemistry.
Yeah. Alright, the street fight between Vicaire and Raquel. Javon did take the win, Penta did take the win. Vicaire retains, 3.5 out of 5 for me. Match of the night, there was only 3 matches, we'll get into that in the bad. This was a war, it was a weapon fest. I 100% believe the JD girl should have won this. Fatal Influence beat Stephanie Vicaire easier than this match was for Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
And these are obviously not Fatal Influence. This is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
I get that Liv Morgan's involvement didn't overly help Raquel, but as soon as Roxanne went up and went for the table, she's winning. She's going to Tahana bomb her. Went up for it. Oh, stops her, counters her. Okay, that's it. She's won. Then does the Hurricane Runner anyway. I was thoroughly disappointed.
You know, even talking about Liv making the quote-unquote distraction, that wasn't much of a distraction at all. She handed the title to her Raquel, who looked like she was actually willing to accept it.
Yeah.
And it was just bang. Already kicked in the back. Not even 5 seconds after she got handed the title. She didn't even look confused. She didn't look at Liv like, I told you to leave me alone in this match. It was just, I've got a title in my hand.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with Vicaire retaining. I did see an angle for Raquel, obviously, to go on to probably versus Liv.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it because I think Vicaire versus Liv is a better match. The problem I have with it is how they've done the match. Vicaire should have lost.
Yes.
Because this is how she lost her NXT title to a weaker opponent.
Yes.
So yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. NXT, we had Thea versus Lola versus Izzy. 3.5 out of 5. Izzy did retain. All 3 of them were constantly busy in this match, which was really good. There was not really a dull moment for any of them sitting outside just waiting. I love it when they do this. Kalani interfering really stunk, though. Like, I don't know why Kalani had... I know why she got involved, but this match had so much potential and where it was going.
Yeah.
One more act, this would have been a fantastic match. So Kalani coming out and making its story was disappointing because the match was so good.
Yeah, and like they told the story straight up. Like we could see that it was just like Lola Vice's match to lose.
Yeah.
And while going along that, they did sort of do the right thing if they weren't going to put the title on her. Being Kalani Jordan coming out to take her out, but it still feels... Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
We then had a speed match, Elio versus Charlie Dempsey, 3 out of 5. The backslide jackknife cover from Dempsey that he did near the start of the match, that's one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen.
Can it only be these 2 in the speed tournaments? This is the best speed match we ever had.
Not only that, Vic Joseph should take a bow too. It's what I'd said last week about the Captain Flowers sort of style.
Yeah.
That machine gun style where you just spitting words.
Yeah.
Vic Joseph was doing that. It felt like a speed title. It felt urgency.
Yeah, I don't recall Booker T ever saying a word through the match.
I don't think he did. It was just... Vic was so on top of it. It made it feel like you've only got 3 minutes.
As long as he didn't talk about kicking his son in the head.
Yep. So yeah, Elio did win this. I also thought it was a sick finish. The spinning sort of Rough Rider.
That was
Elio's
impressive.
finisher. That's cool. I haven't seen that before.
I haven't seen that either. I've got to say though, holy crap, Charlie Dempsey really is William Regal's son.
Yes.
Holy crap, I could see it in his face. I could see it in his style. Like, I felt like I was watching William Regal.
Yeah. And Regal could work with anyone. Charlie is someone who probably can too. You can see it. He is one of those workers.
Bring back the European title and put it on him.
Absolutely, I love that. Then we had Zaruka versus the Elegance brand. The Elegance brand did retain their TNA titles. 3.5 out of 5. Zaruka were arguing elegant moves, and the Soul Snatcher to Zarya decided the fate of it. Yeah,
they're going against my wishes. They're gonna turn Zarya.
I don't know if they are. I feel like Zarya is slowly losing it, but it's because of how Soul's... it's still up in the air.
At this point, I'm going to say that Soul's imminently for the main roster and going to leave Zarya behind, which is where we're probably going to get a heel turn for Zarya.
Potentially.
That's just the only way I see it at this point. Because if you're not going to keep Soul in there much longer, there's no point in turning her heel.
Whoever wins the match next week gets the title shot.
Yes.
We could see Soul getting it here, hitting another Soul Snatcher on Zarya to make sure she doesn't get the win. Imagine at F5 she stands back up and gets Soul Snatched, and that's how we get it. Something like that. So there's still angle for it to go. But yeah, the Elegance brand finisher too, the basically coup de grace in a surfboard sort of position, that's a devastating move.
That looked like it hurt.
Then we had Chase U versus Stax and Lexus King. 3 out of 5. All of them looked like stars in this match.
They did.
Pretty short, but it was good. It was story moving for sure, though. Uriah has left Chase U from what it looks like.
He has... I still had to remember his name before I even watched it. I was just like, God damn, this guy's left.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed all 4 of them in the match. So Kel Dixon, everyone looked like they were big stars, main event stars, mid card, something like that. Yeah. The match was very good for how short it was and how much they.
Well, I'm still annoyed Lexus King has never been in the NXT title picture. Like, he's someone that could help elevate it and also benefit from it so much.
It's definitely happening this year.
He's
building that takedown faction.
God, I hope so. I want to see him in there.
Then we did have the match of the night and probably the match of the week for me. The ladder match to determine the new NXT champion. We had Saints, Drake, Keanu, Legacy, Hendry, Dion, and Shiloh all in this match. 5 out of 5 for me.
I'll say is everyone in this match had the right for MVP status.
I would say except Dion. I think Dion didn't get quite enough light in this match.
You say he didn't have quite enough light in this. I feel like he was one of the most busy people in the match. Yeah. He was the one that was essentially taking all the stuff and making everyone look as good as they were.
Yes, I thought he should have got a rally though. I don't know if it was missed or they were short on time or something, but you can tell when the focus is on someone, the angle of the camera and everything. Yeah. You focus on moves. Dion didn't get that opportunity, which means he's going to be less memorable afterwards. Unless you watch it go, oh my goodness, look how much work he was putting in for everyone else. When you make someone else look good, they're the one you remember though.
Yeah, well, the one thing I pointed out and saw immediately, this in my mind signaled that none of these men are leaving the title picture anytime soon. Oh, I don't think Every single one of them had their hand on the belt at one point in time during the match, which is just perfect.
Yep. So one thing I'll say, Jackson Drake's tights as well say Dr. Thirst on the back of them.
I was trying to figure out what they said, but the man would not stay still.
So yeah, it was very fast paced. There was many spots. Keanu ripping the ladder in half.
God,
with Shiloh then using it as stilts.
Yeah, even I wrote that in my notes. So it was just like, Shiloh uses stilts.
I was worried Ricky was going to win when they were swinging on it, because I thought he'll knock him out and he'll fall with the title as it slips through Joe's. Great decision to not have Ricky have it.
Just once again, it's his own hubris that cost him.
Yeah.
Posing on the damn ladder and not even noticing the ladder and ring shaking while he's up there as he's just posing.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought everyone thought it was over when he did that. I went, oh, someone's sneaking up. But yeah, the MVPs for the match for me were Hendry, Keanu, and Drake. They were to me, they stood out a bit more, especially Jackson Drake. I think potentially he was actually the best in the match, the amount that he was doing, and that top rope corkscrew moonsault that he did to everyone, that was beautiful.
God, it was just a great match, and like even at the end when Hendry grabbed the title, like, oh my god, what a great camera shot through the ladder over Ricky Saint's shoulder to Joe Hendry waving the title from side to side. That was an incredible shot.
Yep. I love the Keanu coming up from the dead, basically coming out of there, then putting Legacy through the corner spot that they love in NXT, to Ricky panning straight to his face of him like, oh god, he's still up. He's still up. And just getting up.
One thing that made me one thing that made me very happy was Shiloh Hill pretty much taking charge in this entire thing. He went all for Keanu. He was not scared in any way, shape or form. Yeah. And he was directing traffic as well. He was the first one to say, grab the ladders, bury him. And then he was satisfied, and then everyone was admiring their work, and he's just looking there. It's like, oh, they're all looking, I'll just grab a ladder and go in. Like, he was telling them what to do, and then he's just slowly sneaking away to try to win.
Props to Legacy as well, after your 450, being able to keep going in the match. He pretty much took himself out.
Surely he had to have broken a rib there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this was the match of the week for me, and I loved every minute of it.
I can 100% agree with that.
SmackDown, we had Rio versus Juliana, 3.5 out of 5. Fun, chaotic, but a little bit sloppy. I think, again, Kiana was the best in the match.
Oh, damn right she was.
And this time, it was closer than it was with Shalexa. I thought Shalexa were definitely lost in their match with Julia. They just were not getting it, and Kiana was keeping them all on track. This one, Io is still Io. Little bit less than usual. Rio is still Rio, but Kiana was definitely the star. And I don't know if it's Julia's making her look like the star because of how much she's outperforming her, but Julia wasn't bad in this match.
No.
They were all good, and I just felt like she was the one who stepped up.
Everyone was on point. Like,
yeah.
They all had great chemistry with each other. Just, I could actually see that those 4 women have a tag title match at WrestleMania just between them.
Yeah.
And put on a damn good match too.
We're going to end up with 10 tag teams in this scramble, which
I'm
not complaining about.
Look, if a tag team scramble match lasts longer than an hour, it shouldn't be that. There's too many tag teams.
Yeah. I'd say Rio did retain their titles. Then we had Miz versus Melo, not a US title match, just a match. 4 out of 5. It was great. It was energetic, and it was a beautiful roll through counter to the skull crushing finale. Has anyone done that? I'd never seen that.
Not a roll through, no.
That was beautiful. I'd love to see him do that with other moves similar to Miz's, but
yes,
if he can get that out of a pedigree or something like that from Seth Rollins, or the stomp or something.
How are you going to roll through a pedigree when your arms are hooked?
Maybe he gets the arms out, because they generally get the arms out and then they twist out of it. If he gets them out as he goes up and then rolls through, I guess he just gets pinned in that position. But any sort of move where you're dropping on your head, a DDT or anything, and he just rolls through, would be very cool. But yeah, 4 out of 5, still a great match. Nash, Tiffy, and Chelsea for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. 4 out of 5. Tiffy won this. It was fantastic, paced well, but the crowd wanted Chelsea over.
Oh, God, yeah. Who does not want Chelsea Green to win? Yeah.
I do believe there will be these second chances that I've mentioned, but all 3 of these could have been in the chamber.
If they remove Chelsea Green from this match, from the Elimination Chamber, they don't have the opportunity to put Chelsea above the damn ceiling that they said that she was under in Unreal, which even she's pissed off about it.
She's been very
she's been very vocal, which rightfully so.
I agree.
And God damn, I don't think I could think of a single woman backstage that would not want to put her over.
Yeah. I was annoyed when I saw all 3 of these in this, because I thought Lash was a shoo-in to be in this.
Yes.
After the eliminations they gave her, both Bellas, Io.
Well, I've got a prediction after seeing the lineups for just the triple threat matches for this week. My theory is, no matter what, right, the first six, like the ones from this week, and probably the ones that are going to be in the next week's one as well, I think every single one of them is going to be in the Elimination Chamber. It's almost certain. With the names that they've picked, I can't not see them. Even Alistair Black for the men's match.
I can see him slipping just out, but he definitely could be.
He, in my mind, has more of a place in the Elimination Chamber than Damien Priest, for example. And Priest won their feud. Their 6-month-long feud.
Yeah, bit of a waste that. But Alistair obviously also wasn't in the Rumble, so I thought he'd probably get a good chance at going into the Chamber then and showing what he can do since he didn't get the Rumble. But yeah, the fact that all three of them could go in, we'll see when we get the names on Raw, but I can't see us having 18 people vying for the 6 spots. I think we're getting 12, and then we'll get the Fatal 4 Ways, which I'll get into. So Tiffy is the first to go through. Oba versus Kit, 2 out of 5 squash match. Kit was thrown so far across the room. Man,
Kit Wilson is hilarious. Yeah. He knows exactly what his character is supposed to be.
I've got it in the bad, but I'll just say it now because I knew as soon as Kit said, "I'll face any toxic man from the Rumble," I knew it was going to be over, and I was like, "Kit, no."
This was ruined for me. Like I said, I was at my niece's birthday party. I was watching it off to the side, and Tim told me. My brother Tim told me, he's just like, have you got Kit Wilson on your phone? He's just like, yeah, I'm just watching it so I can do it for the podcast. And he's just like, do you know who comes out to accept his challenge? It's like, dude, don't you say anything. Don't you say, Femi. I was like,
yeah. As soon as he came out and he was talking about the Rumble, I went, no, Kit, stop, Kit, you're going to die, Kit, please.
Our truth backstage. Hey, it's doing this straight as well. Do you know what OMA stands for? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, very quick squash, which we expect with what they're going to do with Oba for a while now.
Yeah.
Shinsuke vs Tama, 3 out of 5. New Tama theme. It was a throwback and it was a solid match.
Loved his theme. Loved this match. Just outright. Full stop. It was a great match. Give these two the United States title and a PLE. Yeah. They'll have a great performance.
Yeah, this was 3 out of 5 for me. I want more time for it.
Yes.
I did love the ending, the double cutthroat.
Yeah. Give these two 25 minutes and a title at stake. Whoo!
Then we had Jade and Jordan versus the JD Girls. 2 out of 5. It was weird story progression and a roll-up win. Jordan and Jade winning it too against the team. Yeah. Tama won the last one. Apologies if I didn't mention it. Not much to say here. It was just sort of thrown together, and it just sets up for the title match and for Raquel and Liv to have a bit more of a wedge between them.
Yeah.
Randy solo Alistair main event. Randy did win, and he's gone through 4 out of 5. Barrett forgets that an eye poke is illegal in a triple threat match. He mentioned when Randy did the eye poke, he went, "Oh, Randy's done that behind the ref's back. Ref didn't see it." I went, "It's a triple threat, Wade." It doesn't matter if the ref caught it. It's completely fine.
See, in my mind, if I'm a wrestler and I hear triple threat, the first thing I'm doing is rolling it underneath the ropes and going underneath the ring. I'm just like, and here's my weapon. Mm-hmm. I like you. Here's your weapon.
Yep, I believe he also mentioned, or maybe it was Joe, when Chelsea had her feet on the ropes for added leverage, but they didn't say like, "Oh, it's legal." It just said it was added leverage. I was like, okay, cool. They're just mentioning that she's done that.
Yes.
And they're still kicked out. But when he said, "Oh, an eye poke," but the ref didn't see it, so it's fine. I was like, it's fine anyway. What do you mean?
all I can think of now is Randy Orton screaming at a fan in the crowd. "There's no DQ. It's no bell to ring. Yeah. You did this."
Yeah, it was world class. This it was a great RKO out of nowhere. Him just backing up to Solo. I was like, is Solo meant to touch him or something? Because that's what he did with Alistair. And then he just of course. So yeah, Randy got this clean. The MFT's nowhere to be seen. But we'll get into that when we find out a bit more. But obviously, that's wide involvement.
Oh, we were celebrating with Tama backstage. Like, well done, you beat.
Yeah. Don't mind the Raven that was coming up on the screen as he was talking about him. MVPs of the week: 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 points this time instead of my overall MVP first. I think it's better to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
1 point this week I've given to Joe Hendry. This was a nightmare week to just give 3 stars to. I wanted to give about 7 or 8 points, especially because of that ladder match. Nearly everyone in there could have got points from me. So 1 point to Joe, 2 points to Kiana James. Again, mayhem on who I was going to pick. Between her and Lash it came down to, and I just went Kiana. And then 3 points to Obafemi. I don't think anyone else could get 3 points from me. What he did in the Rumble, then just squashing 3 talents.
Well, you and I are 2 out of 3 for our MVP tips.
Okay.
Because I have 1 point Obafemi. Sorry, wrong way around.
I was like, whoa.
Oh, God damn it, I'm tired. 1 point Joe Hendry.
Yep.
2 points for the winner of the Women's Rumble match, Liv Morgan.
Okay, yep.
Rightfully so. She's deserved it for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And God damn it, she's earned it. Everyone loves her for it.
Yep.
So, and you know she's going to make every single bit count right up until the match at Mania, and even more afterwards.
Finally the bride, because she's always been bridesmaid.
Yep. And 3 points, no surprise. Obafemi.
Obafemi, yep. I am now a little bit lost at why he's not in my predictions for 6 months or 12 months of who's going to be overall MVP. As soon as I gave him 3 points this week, I was like, oh, did I just forget because he hasn't been on TV for a month? Like,
I'm going to need to start putting a lot more points on Ethan Page, even when he's only talking.
Yeah, Ethan's only got 1 point from me so far. It's...
he's definitely got 3 points from me, I know that.
Mello's still sitting ahead at 8. The only person who got more than 3 points now is Kiana James, who's on 5. So everybody...
Kiana is your leader at the moment.
No, she's second. Mello is at first at 8 points. Kiana's at 5, and then I've got a bunch of people on 3 points, 2 points, and 1.
At this point for me, because I only started last week, I've got no one over 3 points.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, Mello got some sneaky ones early on, where he got 2 MVPs in a row. But I have 14 total wrestlers who have points, and only 2 of them have more than 3. Then I've got 4 with 3, 3 with 2, and 5 of them with 1 point. So
yeah,
nearly every week a different person's got 1 point from me.
I'm gonna have to do pluses every time I put more points on someone just to remind myself.
I just ended up deleting and rewriting them, so I moved Kiana up and just changed the number total on each of them. That's how I'm doing it. Probably a little bit longer, but it only takes a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go into the good of the week. The El Grande feud begins. They should have been the same entry, which I'd already mentioned. That's my gripe with it, but I'm glad that they're actually doing it. I was afraid they were just going to fumble the ball on this and just not do it at all.
I'm surprised they let Gable come back with his beard. I was surely expecting to see that chin underneath.
Maybe he's the masked individual. We'll
Gracias.
do a bit of a Wade Barrett. Axiom, yeah, that's clearly Chad Gable. He's just every masked figure is Chad Gable to Wade Barrett.
Gotta point that one out as well. Another one from Wade Barrett. During the tag title match on SmackDown, and Julia was doing Io Sky's taunt, and Wade Barrett said, someone was saying, oh, no, it was Tessator who said, oh, there you go, Julia taunting Io Sky. And Wade Barrett turns around and goes, how do you know it is not a... How do you know she is not doing a homage
to it? Yeah,
she's not paying homage. She's just doing this.
Yeah, Joe's like, oh, come on, Wade. But the next goes to me. Braun Breaker losing it at the start of Monday Night Raw. Just absolutely losing the plot. Love this. You know it's going to happen again this week with the fact that LA Knight got back in the building. Oh,
I love the little bit of seed planting and the little bit of prickishness that Pierce brings to it. Because the first second he came out with all of his security, by the way, that one security guard, god damn.
Quite a lot of security guards this week have been taking a beating.
I mean, just the first one that came out in general, like, that man looks like he's going to be at Mania in a few years.
I wonder if it's the Netflix money. They can finally pay their extras for the Impact, because the amount of... At Saturday night's main event, security guards that got taken out. I was like, man, they got an extra budget for these guys now.
Man, they get hazard pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the first thing Pierce did when he came out, he's just like, by the way, the last time we had a masked man there, it was Austin Theory. And then Breaker just turns around, you can see his eye, literally just his eyes twitching. It was just like, oh, we're about to get something.
I've heard the new theory is it's Grayson Waller. I would hate it to be Grayson Waller because that just puts them back together. And them being separated needed to happen for them both to progress.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I like at the moment, especially if it's not going to be Seth Rollins, I like the idea of it being Logan Paul because, well, it's kind of a Logan Paul thing to do, isn't it? Like, feels like it would be his sort of thing to do, like usurp someone out of the position because he wasn't really coming in whenever Rollins was in charge of the division.
Yeah. My wife wanted to rewatch the men's because it was a bit distracted when we watched it on the day. When we went back, we've watched that bit again. I'm 100% sure it's Theory. He does the thing that Theory does with his neck. The guy in the mask.
I don't really see that because I see a lot of wrestlers do that.
A lot of people do it. It's just, to me, it's the exact way that he does it. Logan does do something similar. And again, it could be anyone just play acting to be someone else to make you think, oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been saying Buddy Murphy. I don't think that's possible. That guy is he's way bigger than that guy.
And he's not as tall as them anyway.
Yeah, he's not that tall, and Buddy Murphy is massive.
He's short. He's so much shorter than Braun Breaker. He's like Paul Heyman's height.
Yeah, he's a shorter man, and also this guy is clearly a lankier dude. Like, I'd say this time it's a little bit more convincing that it's not Theory, because this guy looks a little bit smaller than Theory. Buddy Murphy is not smaller than Theory.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Seth, but like even in like WWE's YouTube video of them coming back from the Rumble, like even Braun Breaker pointed out how like didn't he have a surgery like a month ago?
Yeah.
Nobody's coming back after a month after surgery.
Yeah. Seth has tried to change this angle too with an interview saying, I can still hit my stomp, I don't need my arm to hit my finisher. But
well, I mean, he also said in the same interview that he can't lift his arm over his head, and I mean, if you go back and look at the stomp, he's just like, whee, lifting his arms right in the air to get the elevation.
Maybe it's Dirty Dom then, I don't know. I love the angle that it could be the Scrap Daddy himself. I don't think so, but I would love that.
Everyone saw the little Tufted extended beard. No, I don't think Adam Pearce has that hair color on his beard, and it's not long enough.
I mean, it's definitely not from the top of his head, that's for sure.
But actually, I wouldn't be disappointed if they turned around and said, oh yeah, it's Dirty Dom. I kind of like an idea of a feud between them two being like, well, who's going to be world champion first? It's got to be one of us, and I don't want it to be you.
Yeah. Alright, then we had Gunther coming out to AJ's music. Yep, that got so many people. It got me for a second. I was like, oh, okay, so you just come out and say goodbye. And,
the first thing I said was, fuck you.
My wife is a massive AJ Styles fan, so she was so excited that she went, it's Gunther. I'm telling you. Yeah. Alright, then we have another great for me is Dragon Lee will get a shining light from this with Gunther.
Oh, God.
So, again, AJ's doing more for
that
Dragon
was
Lee.
Such a great spot in the entire show that AEW stole it for Brody King and MJF. Like, they had a match and MJF was in a sleeper from Brody King over the top rope, draped over the edge of the apron.
Yep.
They just straight up stole that.
I mean, everyone's kind of stole it from Zarya. That's one of Zarya's signature things.
She does it on the
top rope.
Yeah,
she also does it over the rope.
That is, but she does it regularly. This was like something that we don't see very often from Gunther or on the main roster, really. Like, it was just, damn. With all that security as well, trying to take him off, it looked scary.
Yep, I love
and how limp he went too. Like, God.
Dragon Lee has always been in-ring very good, but this is going to be very good for him, I think.
This is going to elevate him to a point where it's just like, okay, we now see Rey Mysterio. That's what I potentially see from this. This is a moment where it's just like, okay, we want to see the biggest little man. We want to see this person go.
Totally. Yeah. Then, next good for me, we wanted Pierce versus Aldous. We're getting Pierce versus Heyman instead, but it's great.
Oh, God.
It's so good.
Oh, no matter what, the battle of words between Pierce and Heyman, it's always hilarious, well thought out, and no word or breath is wasted.
Yeah, absolutely. Nearly everything with Heyman, though, is so perfect. Every nuance, every moment, every facial expression of his is pretty much.
Well, I'll give Pierce the credit there as well, because a lot of the times, especially with his promos with Heyman, it's almost like you can see him trying to figure out what to say next as well. It's not like it's already scripted. It's like someone's just been rushed on, and he's just like, okay, I need a second. Yep, I know what I'm going to say.
100%. I know he is part of the creative team as well, but he's definitely given this is the story, this is the direction. You do whatever you want, Paul. That's the direction we want. You make it work, basically. Because we're not going to give you anything to say because you're just that good.
Yeah.
Oba, for me, is also so over. That's the next good. Destroying the War Raiders, destroying Kit Wilson, obviously, as well now, too. But him and Trick Williams, to be honest, as soon as their music hits, the chant for Oba, the whoop that trick, it's insane. I don't think anyone's getting the pop like them except for Rhea.
At this point, I'm convinced Oba needs to be on Raw. Keep him and Trick away from each other for a few years. Hopefully they're still as popular in a few years' time. And finally, when one of them gets a world title.
And I could see them both being world title holders very soon. Like, I don't know how they're going to go with their storytelling, because there's so many people who should be and can be. I don't know if this is a delay because Roman was champ for 4 years.
Yeah.
That it's held it hostage for so long. But now he's going into the main event again. You got CM Punk. You've got Dirty Dom we wanted. Bron Breakker might have missed his window. LA Knight's probably missed his window. Yeah. Jacob Fatu could run the company. Cody Rhodes has obviously stepped on to now Drew McIntyre, who already could be losing it soon. Seth Rollins' year has gone.
It's gotten to the point where no matter what, they need to make new main eventers.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's a reluctance to do so.
There's that issue. I know there's the counter argument that people are very frustrated with AEW having a new world champion every 2 months. Like, why can't someone just hold the title for a bit? I don't think WWE's going to run into that problem unless they do it for a while. Probably a great problem to have is there's so many people who could take the top spot.
Yeah.
You don't have it's clearly John Cena, Randy Orton. That's it. No one else is even in the picture. Don't even bother. These are the two guys who have to be at every show. We're not going to sell out. Yeah. It's no longer like that. You can put Trick Williams on the card. It'll sell out. Rhea Ripley. It'll sell out. Io. It'll sell out. There's about 30 to 40 names, and not just men, who everyone's going to be so excited. There's people not even on TV at the moment. Motor City Machine Guns finally made an appearance again.
Yeah.
You put them on a card anywhere, even here, just as a live show, it'll sell out. Everyone will be like, oh my god, I want to see Motor City Machine Guns. They have so many people that are at the top at the moment. Great problem to have, but also a painful problem to have.
Well, for me, the biggest painful problem for them is I've already said it, their reluctance to step away from the main eventers being 35 plus year olds who have been 15 years established already. At this point, it's just even Seth Rollins going away with his injury, they had a moment where they literally just made a star in Bron Breakker. And where's his title?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a tag title to his name after that. That is ridiculous.
Yep.
He should have had the tag.
40.
They should have had titles on the tag titles on Bronson Reed and Logan Paul within weeks of Logan Paul coming there. And they should have had Bron Breakker, like you alluded to me earlier, I believe. I don't remember if it was before or while we were recording, but he should have been running and stealing that damn title.
Yep.
He should have honestly had the nerve to say to them, well, you could be world heavyweight champion, but it's a paperweight. That is a paper championship. Until you beat me, you do not get the heavy gold. That is on my damn shoulder.
Well, as I'd said to you, I believe in the last episode, or maybe before we aired the last episode, there was definitely an angle to give Bronson Reed the IC title that he'd been chasing for so long.
Yeah.
And then Theory and Logan to have the tag titles.
Absolutely.
Instead, it's on the Usos, who, their number one contenders, the Alpha Babes, had another main event match this week. Like, that's your number one contender for the titles, and they're still wrestling on main event. Although, the main event card, I might need to watch this main event, because everyone on it is crazy. Like, you've got so many people on this show, I don't understand how.
Yeah, like you said before, they're in a great situation where they've got an overabundance of talent that is over to so much of an extent. It's a great problem, but also a terrible problem if they have no idea how to manage it.
Yeah. It's another issue with the long-term storytelling is you end up with people just gone. Like, I think Rusev, as an example, the people he was feuding with have been injured, so Rusev just is written off TV until he's in the Rumble for 45 seconds.
Yeah, and
he's still
poor Blake's just buried, and he's another one that's going to be on main event as well, if I'm not mistaken.
He is on main event, yeah. I liked his new character. I liked what they were doing with him, but it's just disappeared because they no longer have that angle to be like, unless it's someone like Roman or someone like that, oh, your guy went down, well, you're Roman Reigns. We can't lose you in the picture, so you can jump into this story, and we'll kick someone else out. Yeah. Someone like Rusev is not in that position, despite how good it was looking for me anyway. He's disappeared.
Yeah.
Alright, so going on to the next good Chamber qualifiers have obviously already started. That I'm super excited about, but it's only 3 weeks away, so it makes sense. Roman put Punk on blast. It was a great promo.
Oh, God, yeah. I have it somewhere on here, the one particular part that I had to make note of.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of people saying, oh yeah, Punk gave it to him. I was like, man, he just hung. Like, it was good.
Yeah, Roman Reigns says, I shook your hand at War Games and said some stupid shit like zebras. Like, the second I heard that, I was just like, oh, we're about to cook. We are about to cook.
Okay. Is that Zootopia?
Zootopia 2.
It's Zootopia 2, yeah. I haven't seen the movie, but I knew it was them in
I haven't seen it.
I
haven't seen it either, but WWE just, god damn, every second they could, they remind you just like, oh, by the way, they're the zebras.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic promo, and obviously a lot of CM Punk fans who are still like, oh, Punk, but a lot of people have been convinced that Roman won that one, for sure. Yep. Whether or not Punk let him do it or whatever, it's the same as the pipe bomb with Cena. He won the pipe bomb, and then people are like, oh, the thugonomics from Punk was better. It's like, yeah, but he had a week to prepare for it. Yeah. So if Punk comes out next week and demolishes him, and you go, see, that's why last week he let him have it. It's like, no, he's had a week now to think about it.
Yeah,
Roman wins this one, he wins that one. It's tit for tat. They're gonna do that. You're the main event of WrestleMania.
Well, and that John Cena pipe bomb one, the key point to remember is Punk was put through a damn table, and then he got, he's not thinking about it at the moment. He's thinking, I'm in pain, shut up, Cena, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, I just know there's a lot of people like the references, and the Punkonomics one was better and whatnot, but yeah, but again, you had a week to digest what the person said. Yeah. At your level, if you can't come up with something better a week later, you're not belonging in the feud, really. Yeah. Then we had Tony D's new theme. Sick. I love this new theme.
I love Tony D. God damn, his voice does not match his theme and his look. I forgot how thick of an accent he has, and I'm just like, bro, it's also not quite give him a hat again, damn.
Yep. The Cody, Jacob, and Drew thing, I think, is going to go so hard. I'm worried it's going to take a little bit too long, but it is definitely going to, when it gets there. It's going to be so good. SmackDown's men's tag team finally getting screen time again. At least they were on the screen. Motor City Machine Gun scene, Fraxium scene. Johnny obviously doesn't have DIY anymore.
And he just so happened to be on a black box with gold tape written NXT. Yep. I even wrote in my thing, like, is Gargano going back to NXT? Which, honestly, I wouldn't hate. At least he'd be on TV. Yeah. At least he'd be in a title picture.
Depressed Gargano. Feeling like depressed Corbin.
Just don't go to the slots, Gargano.
My last good is potentially a new Sammy character. Sammy looking very defeated. So I'm hoping this is finally the trigger. I feel like what's really going to happen is he's going to have everyone sort of support him, and he'll be mopey, and then he'll be like, no, I'm going to be champion my way, and it's going to be the same thing. I don't mind how his character is because it's so good and his promos have been so good, but it's never going to get you over the line. No. It would have by now, otherwise.
Yeah, it's honestly it should have been in a world title picture within the first 2 years of getting called up. But they were just busy with him in the US title sort of stuff with John Cena, as well as anything to do with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunate, because there was every chance he could have been a multiple-time world champion by this point, and arguably he should have. At this point, I don't think we're going to get that.
I can see Sammy never getting a world title, unfortunately. I'm just going to step over 6.
Which would just so happen to be exactly what would be for the perennial underdog.
Yep. So if you got any more good, you can just hop over. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, obviously, good for the entire week as a whole is the acknowledgement for NXT superstars, especially those that are coming up in WWE towards the main roster. You got your Oba Femi, you've got JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, showing up in the Rumble. You got Sol Ruka, one of the final 3 in the women's match, and proving that she can hang. I mean, god damn, it's going to be a bright future, and unfortunately with that bright future also comes with the possibility of even more releases that we don't want to see, and unfortunately that's going to be the case when things get too busy up the top, which, as we've already pointed out, is kind of already the case. We're going to have to either send people elsewhere or just let them go off and get themselves prepared for a different career outside of WWE, which is not something I would like to see, but it's just something that's inevitable. And like I said, especially with these younger people coming up, it's just all the likelihood of all these releases that are probably going to happen, and I'm hoping that's staved off until after WrestleMania, so that way people can at least have a potential payday from one of the biggest show of the year.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of releases again.
Yeah, and I just don't want to be a situation where it's just like, oh, this is surprising, or I don't want any big batch releases before Mania. None of these wrestlers deserve that. They deserve the chance to have a good payday before they go off.
I'm not even sure who's getting released at this point. There's usually shocking ones, but I think the only name I can think of is Josh Briggs. I think is.
Yeah, well, there's already rumor that War Raiders are going to be out the door because of Oba Femi this week. Like, they were just fed to this young bloke.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Brock though. That the tag teams were just fed to him when he came back. I don't think that's the reason they're out the door. I think half of the Raw tag team division could easily just walk out.
Yeah.
Like there was I don't know what the event was, but I was watching this sort of like Royal Rumble-esque thing that had about 40 entrants or whatnot. It was Luke Gallows coming back as Festus in this.
Oh, yeah.
The Good Brothers. It had Karrion Kross in the ring. It had Ricardo Rodriguez. It had Matt Riddle. Nearly everyone in the ring was someone I knew from XOD. I was like, oh my goodness, this could be like a normal Royal Rumble. Yeah. The amount of talent there is now to be on like the indies, basically. You know that there's going to be a bunch of releases, and they're going to be in these videos. They're going to be in AEW. They're going to be all over the place because there's that many promotions, and wrestling's that hot at the moment that it's so easy to just go somewhere else and get more money.
Exactly.
And build yourself up. Like, why wouldn't you? All right. So, do you have any other goods, or have you?
I've pretty much gone through.
Cool. So a few neutrals. I had that Theory was the one that attacks Braun Breaker before the Rumble, but we'll go into it in theories on potential who it would be. Another neutral, I just noticed that Daria Ray, who is Sonya Deville, is in TNA now. They showed her on NXT. Yeah. Obviously, Cora Jade has also joined TNA recently. The TNA roster is getting more and more stacked.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure they got a lot of money when they lost Joe, and I'm assuming Leon will be coming to WWE as well, because there's no way they're not going to fight for him. But that TNA roster is going to be so stacked that I think it's going to take a few years for them to fall back to where they were.
Yeah.
For sure. They've got such a stacked roster from everyone who's been leaving TNA, and leaving WWE and going to TNA. I think they're picking the right people too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not picking, like, as an example, like Karrion Kross, that come in with all the hype and everything, and then that's what we spend our money on. They're picking a bunch of people that people know, and they can build with them and let them do the work.
Yeah.
Very good.
The picking the people that still had areas to grow and improve upon, that had their fan bases, and especially ones that felt they deserved more.
Oh, yeah.
So like, they're bringing in these almost ready-made stars. All they need to do is decide when they want to pull a trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Nick Nemeth was obviously a big one as well.
Yeah.
I thought Indy Hartwell was a steal when they got her, especially because she convinced them to let her keep her name.
Yeah.
As well, so there's no search issue. Going into the Battle of the Week, obviously Ava leaving WWE. A little bit sad there. She was doing a very good job.
Absolutely.
I wish we'd gotten to mention last week because I had a theory on Ray Stone would take over as the interim manager and he would be too overwhelmed and then they would bring someone in. But we'll go into someone else who I thought of this week that could go in. No Kendall Grey in the Rumble. I'd already mentioned that's such a bad. Drew eliminating Cody. Gunther should have been protected more and been eliminated by AJ. Already mentioned that as well. Only 3 matches on Raw. The show was 2.5 hours and not 3 hours anyway. But NXT had 5 matches. SmackDown had 7.
Yeah.
NXT had an hour less. It also had that massive ladder match. SmackDown had a squash match with Oba, but still, you had more than double in the same amount of show time. What was Raw doing? 3 matches is abysmal.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, people don't really watch wrestling a lot for the wrestling anymore, but you still expect it to be the main component.
Yeah, a show that's meant to be 3 hours, you've cut it short 30 minutes for some reason.
Hell, SmackDown was longer this week.
Yeah. Those matches then are basically taking up an hour slot each. As I mentioned, the Penta Bronson match looked like shambles. Doesn't make any sense. I'm guessing something has gone so awry, and that's why that match was shambles, because they've extended the time ridiculously.
Unreal finally captures something that they don't want, and it was just a scramble backstage. No, don't!
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the tag titles were meant to be defended this week, and they've been pushed back a week. Is that it?
I feel like they have.
Yeah, because I thought they were happening this Monday, because didn't you say last week they were happening? Yeah. That might be it. But still, 4 matches is not enough. The 3-hour show always had at least 5 matches.
Yeah.
So
just very disappointing.
Very bad from me. Tony D is back for Dark State. Why hasn't he been hitting them then? Why hasn't he just been going for them? He only went for Dion that once. His angle was everyone in the NXT title picture. That's what you picked up straight away. That's what I picked up. But he's back for Dark State? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Considering he did get taken out by them in storyline, it partly makes sense. He's just like, right, well, I wanted to make my intentions very clear, but I'm also in a situation where I do still want revenge. There's someone who is still here that I want revenge on, who is now undistracted, and now I can make sure you've got that. I've got your attention. I do now have your attention. I'm already looking. Essentially, it's almost like as well. I'm already looking past you. And he's just like, people already know why I'm here, but in case you want clarification, I'll tell you after I'm done my business.
Yeah, I don't see why he would announce it. From a
not
character point, you've just alerted the group that attacks people that you're coming for them.
Yeah, even
that's a mistake.
Yeah, I just shook my head. I was just like, unless you got your family back, don't go telling people that crap.
Yeah, maybe he's got something. I'm not sure yet.
Well, they're both kind of sort of bad guys now.
Yeah, I don't know what he is really.
I think he's more of like an anti-hero sort of Punisher.
Anti-hero for sure. Yeah, definitely giving that vibe. I'd mentioned it in the Kit match, but as soon as Kit said he'll face any toxic man from the Royal Rumble, yeah, I knew the rule was coming out and I knew Kit was going to die. And he died.
Then my family caught me singing that song under my breath at the party. Yeah. Tim noticed it straight away. That's how he was just like, oh, you're up to the Kit Wilson bit? Yep. I was just like, watching the pool game happening, I was like, Kit Wilson. And he just saw it, it's just like, I know what that song is.
Yeah. We'll go into the theory section now. I've just realised I've written Ray Stone, the footy player, instead of Robert Stone. But yeah,
we love you, Stoney.
I had Robert Stone going to cover for Ava departure, but he'd be overwhelmed and taken advantage of until the new hire starts.
The new hire will be Ray Stone.
Yeah, Ray Stone and Robert Stone.
Ain't nobody getting anything past him. He is a Stone.
Yeah. The theory I then had for someone who could do it is Adam Pearce going to end up getting in trouble and demoted and have to run NXT?
Ooh.
With Paul Heyman's angle, yeah. And then we get a new Raw general manager or someone to come in and cover it.
Please
Maybe even Paul Heyman takes over.
Please be another wrestler that everybody loves from the independent scene.
Could you imagine like Karrion Kross or someone coming back in and being general manager? There's a lot of people that could, but yeah.
I mean, hell, Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, I don't think he would, though.
I mean, he'd be pretty cool, though.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, if that happened, that'd be really awesome. El Grande versus El Grande happening at Mania. I'm certain
it's gonna happen.
Is it going to be a mask match? An unmasking match? Where they both lose.
So, essentially what you just pitched there is a match to determine the end of El Grande Americano and have it be the entire death of El Grande Americano. Well, where, like, they both rip each other's mask off.
Yeah, I don't think it would, both of them, but it could get one of them unmasked and then only one of them can stay as the El Grande. I don't know. Maybe they'll run that. Maybe it'll just be a normal match. Maybe it'll be their faction match where you've got Los Americanos on both sides with the Creed brothers stepping up to what I want them to be Los Americanos as well. I think it's possible.
I don't know if I love or if I hate this.
I remember Rayo Red, Bravo Blue. I actually had that in my theories as well. Creed brothers becoming Rayo and Bravo. Yeah. And see, I also had the theory that Roman would pick Punk, but another good angle being that he picks Drew. Drew waited all this time and Drew to go over in it, which I'd already mentioned earlier. Of course, it got announced on Raw, so I'd written that down before it. The Masked Man theory, obviously, is a person. Grayson Waller is an option. Logan Paul, LA Knight is a potential as well. Adam Pearce, Ricky Saints, Chad Gable. And I just said Chad Gable again because any masked figure could be Chad Gable.
I wouldn't tip Ricky Saints simply because we saw this person, they clearly had facial hair. Saints don't, and he ain't that size.
This is all the people that I've been seeing online. Not really all of them I agree with. I know
if someone's looking at that person underneath that balaclava and seeing the facial hair and seeing him be well over 6 foot tall, and they're still looking at Saints and going, it could be him.
Well,
they need their eyes checked.
As I mentioned earlier, Buddy Murphy and Finn Balor is another one that people were saying. Both of those guys don't fit the bill. Not even close. At least Ricky is close in height.
We're not sponsored, but some people need to go to Specsavers.
Yes. Yep. There's a couple others as well. I feel like nearly every name can get thrown in there, but there's joking answers like always. Joking answers like that, because this person is clearly white. We saw their skin tone. And they clearly have facial hair too, so again, that's why Chad Gable's name has been thrown
Shelton
in there.
Benjamin. The gold standard is back.
Yeah, he's the whitest one of them all. Alright, and I also put down that Roman should have said to the crowd, who do you want to still be champ? Because you shouldn't want me to pick them. I think that
would have been a killer line.
Because he kept saying, like, oh, Drew McIntyre, or you want Punk. That's when he could have had that line to be like, so you want me to take the title from Punk? Because if you want him to be champ, you don't want your tribal chiefs to go after him.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
Well, the way he said it to me, the way said it on the show this week, I interpreted that as, do you want me to take the title that I made famous?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to take the title that I don't care about?
Yep.
That's what it felt like to me. And to me, it now feels like, especially after the promo, it's just like, I don't think he truly cares about the title at all. Yeah. I think he just cares about getting the comeuppance for CM Punk that he feels is deserved, that he 100%. Never got the chance to execute.
100%. Alright, my last theory, the Elimination Chamber qualifiers. With these, we tend to have a second chance final qualifier, as I was mentioning earlier. 4 would go to the Chamber, and the remaining 8 would go to 2 Fatal 4-Way matches. My theory, and why Sami Zayn winning would be great, is I propose that it's, instead of 2 Fatal 4-Way matches, it's a Fatal 4-Way tag team match, and the winning team would be the ones that advance. Oldest or PS or whoever could choose them at random, but you could end up with, you both lost this match, you're a team. So then Fatu and Cody would have to team together to both advance. You would have to work together or at least get the win over to get yourself into the match.
Once again, it's a situation where I love it, but I hate it.
I think it's better than doing the second chance nollie where it's
very creative. I think I love how creative of a way it is to do it, but also I think it's just, I hate the fact that you got to put these two together for that situation to work. Where I'm just like, it's a blood feud. Then at this point, they're not gonna do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, if one of them just wins, then they wouldn't tag together, but the other one would tag with someone.
So
obviously, if you cross the matches over too and just have them completely random, like you could end up with a heel and a face together. That doesn't make sense.
This is one of those out there ones where I feel like we have to clip this part specifically. So if it does happen, we have to point it out in a few weeks' time, like bang, right there. This is it. Someone's watching, despite the screen only saying one viewer.
Well, he's the one guy. That's Michael Hayes.
So we've got a Freebird watching.
Yeah. So, like, even just last week, me saying I wanted the machine gun style Captain Flowers, and then all of a sudden Vic Joseph does it. I was like, either we're just too good, or somebody's hearing us. But yeah, I love this angle to do something like this. It doesn't have to be for this one specifically, but like Money in the Bank, they always have that second chance at the end, or there's always something that comes down to you all lost this. Go together versus each other.
This year's Money in the Bank winners have to be Dominic Mysterio and Chelsea Green. The fans will love it, especially if those two win on the same night.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could unfortunately get the win on the Money in the Bank, but I haven't changed my answer. I'm still with you there.
At the very least, both of them better be in the damn match.
Yeah. I still want Roxy to get it, but I think I want Chelsea first.
Chelsea deserves it, man. She deserves a world title.
Yeah. Now, if you listen to Michael Hayes, she'll never get it, unfortunately. Alright.
Fuck you, Michael Hayes.
What she can do in 30 seconds is what others do in 30 minutes. That should be a compliment, not a, she'll always be in that spot.
Oh, absolutely. If she can do more in 30 seconds than people can do in 30 years in wrestling, I mean, by God, that means she deserves a damn title.
Yeah.
That's who you build your company around.
I agree.
That's how Roman Reigns, when he came back as the tribal chief, that's the instant turnaround. That was he's the star. Use him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
they did exactly that.
Yeah, even like Drew McIntyre when he returned.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes as well, how he's built himself outside of it when he come back.
Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Jinder Mahal is a great example too. When he came back and he was completely changed, became world champion out of nowhere. One of the worst ones overall, but
they did something with him.
The rebuild on him brought him an incredible push.
And the worst part about the Jinder one is it wasn't really him being like lackluster or anything. He wanted to make changes to his character. He pitched for it. Like, he's been open about that in interviews. It was just he was told to do the same shit.
Yeah.
Which is not great for a world champion.
Yeah. I mean, the modern day Maharaja in his final before he got let go was doing great. His promo against The Rock was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much his last thing before they got rid of him. And I was like, damn, are you kidding? You've given him a shot and he's done it. But yeah. Do you have any other theories, or are we going to the dream section?
I think no matter what, we're seeing the end of Judgment Day by WrestleMania.
There's a lot of factions, I think, are disbanding.
Maybe Liv and Dom will still be together after Mania. It's always a possibility, but the Judgment Day as a faction entirely is going to be dead after Mania.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Finn, though. I don't know if we're going to split them in half again and we're going to go a bit this way, a bit that way. Maybe it's going to be an odd pairing where you end up with... Because it almost looked like Roxy and Finn aren't on the same page anymore. So maybe we're going to get a Finn and Liv grouping and then the others split off. Or everybody just completely splits off.
At this point, I think it's a matter of Yeah, we're going to wait to bring JD back before we actually get rid of everybody, and then everyone's going to go their own ways, where it's just like the two Irish lads are going to go be a tag team by themselves situation, then they're going to be stuck in the tag division.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. The girls too, I think there'll be a tag team that comes out of it, and that'll be how we go forward. Right, so the dream part, my dream match this week is a pretty straightforward one. Royce Keys versus Big E. I would have loved to have seen those two go against each other. Two big meaty boys.
Match we will never get, unfortunately.
No. But yeah, I think Royce Keys is going to become the Big E. He's going to go into that role. Especially at the start.
I think my one for this week, obviously one I don't think we'll ever get, but I would say a prime Shelton Benjamin versus Elio LaFleur.
Okay. That would go hard.
That would go very hard, especially like a WrestleMania Money in the Bank sort of situation, ladder match involved between those two for like the US title.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
If Royce Keys does go to NXT, like a little bit of fear I'm getting, I would love to see him versus Keanu Carter though.
Oh, I think without a doubt that's going to happen if he goes to NXT, which, as you pointed out, is a strong likelihood.
It unfortunately might be.
Which
either that, or they were just putting out, this is the NXT stars and this is our new signing. It could just be
why would you do that?
It could just be part of the highlight package. I don't know.
And once again, like, if you're gonna debut someone at the Royal Rumble, why the hell are you considering what you still internally call the developmental brand?
Yeah.
Despite it being on its own TV channel, as well as Netflix. And you've got another one underneath it being your essential true developmental thing, which still gets TV taped.
Yeah. Too many shows, too many stars. They
have something like 200 wrestlers or something like that at this point underneath the WWE contract. That's too damn many. 100 could be too many.
Potentially, but when you've got this many shows, I guess it does make sense. You've also got main event, you've got the live shows.
Yeah.
They're definitely better than they were at, like, when there's an injury, they're not really that worried.
No.
Unless it's like
they've got replacements, but
yeah.
What happens when people come back and you're just like, oh, well, we did nothing with you.
You think about it, 10 years ago, had Seth Rollins and Liv Morgan gotten injured, WWE would have been in so much trouble. Liv Morgan her toe was in everything, as I'd mentioned, when she got hurt. Seth Rollins, it was his year. So you're going back 10 years, if you had the star who was in everything and the star on the other side who was also everything was built around him, the company would have been in so much trouble. They would have had to change everything because all the other stars would have been angled towards you're going to verse them. Yeah. You're going to help them, or you're going to be the one who defriends them or whatever. Losing them, would have been a massive problem. My other dream thing was a teaming up R-Truth and Javon Evans. I'd love to see pretty much the youngest and the oldest together and the comedic ability we could get out of that.
There is potential there. I can see it.
The potential I really see is I think Javon, unlike everyone else who's like, Truth, what are you doing? Javon would probably enable him. And it would go even worse, which would be great. Javon would almost be on board with it all. Be like, you doing it, OG? Let's go.
I could see that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, an enabler. I'd love it. Alright, then finishes. Didn't come up with a potential, but I've got good and bad in terms of these two are similar sort of moves, but how they're executed to me is why one of them I say is good when the other one's bad, when both are not really good moves on their own. So the good, I had the people's elbow because of the crowd building despite it just being an elbow. Bad being the atomic leg drop because it was just a leg drop but there was no real build to it. And that's two of the biggest stars of all time in The Rock and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That's, to me, is a great angle to see how such a simple move can become incredible, and the other one can just be like, he's won the match because he's Hulk Hogan, basically.
Yeah.
Sort of like the whole you can't see me giving, taking over, of basically a joke. Because The Rock's people elbow was also built up a joke.
Yeah.
He did it because they're like, you won't do it. And he's like, watch, I'll go over.
And it was just trying to make The Undertaker laugh, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It was, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Farouk was one of them who was in on the dare. Like, there's no way you'll do it, Rocky.
Oh, sure, it would have been Farouk.
Yeah, I know it was him and a few others, but I don't know if it was
almost certainly on Simmons.
But yeah, that's the difference to me on these two moves, because you can have a world-class sort of finisher with such a cool-looking move, but if it's on the wrong person...
Yeah.
A great example to me, too, is like the End of Days, a lot of times looked fantastic.
With almost everybody looked fantastic.
Yeah, and Baron Corbin was so incredible himself, but you put that move on Roman Reigns and we would be talking about that move forever, not as we remember it now as a protected finisher that only Drew McIntyre kicked out of. Instead, it would be how good is the End of Days? Like, there's no finisher better than that. Yeah. A lot of people think the spear is so good because of who uses the spear. So many people use the spear. It's rubbish.
Anybody who had a football background bloody uses it. I mean, hell, Charlotte Flair, Sol Ruka, Zarya, they all use the bloody spear. Rhea Ripley to an extent.
Zarya's is one of my preferred ones.
Yeah, because she hits it like she's playing rugby, damn it.
Yeah, Bron Breaker's obviously is very good too. I actually think Ricky's isn't bad either.
Ricky's is actually pretty good.
Ricky's is quite nice.
Once again, he hits it like he's playing rugby.
Yeah.
Like he's looking to drive his shoulder through your damn liver.
His to me is between showman and full on. Like, it looks good. I think Bobby Lashley's is probably my least favourite of all time. It looks like he just stops when he hits you to roll through.
I'll say the same thing for Moose. Like, I love the spinning at the end, but damn, you have to connect with them.
Moose's though compared to Bobby's for me. At least Moose looks like he at least hits them and then rolls through. I never understood the roll through though. It looks like it just takes all of the pressure off of it.
It does. Yeah. It essentially does.
Duck your head and do all that. Like you're softening the blood.
I feel bad for saying it, but I love him. I love Edge. He's a Hall of Fame, but it's the hug of doom.
Some of Edge's were really good over here.
Some, but those ones have mostly been people who either deliberately walked into it so it looked worse, or someone like AJ Styles who was just like, let me do a backflip and hurt myself so it looks bad.
I would say some of his best though were the ones that he would put people through a table.
Yes.
A lot of people get the table one wrong. His always look good.
I put Mick Foley through the flaming table at Mania. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, well that is all I have for this episode. So is there anything else that you wanted to add? I believe
that is us for the week.
Yep.
I am just hoping for another good week of wrestling and seeing where all these storylines start to go. We should be getting pretty much clear ideas of where we're going towards Elimination Chamber, which should definitely give us an idea of where a lot of stories will be going towards WrestleMania.
Yep. Next week's pod will be doing it on Sunday instead of Saturday, and just to our own personal conflict of what we've got on the day before.
Yeah, well, as people are aware, the 14th is going to be on Saturday, so... Happy Valentine's Day for everyone.
Yep, and we'll see you the day after with a brand new episode. See you then.
See you then.